Right, let's go to the US. We're 4 weeks now, Kosha, until the election, so we're absolutely at the pointy end. It's interesting, ever since that vice presidential debate, there was a slim lead there for Kamala Harris. That's pretty much evaporating.
It is. The RCP average poll of polls right now has them in a statistical tie. Typically, the polls do tighten in this home stretch, but since this was such a truncated campaign, it's sort of, you've just seen a lot of ebbs and flows in her positioning, and it's only getting tighter and tighter. The other two metrics to think about is voter registration, which is very interesting because last time, the Democrats had a $1.6 million advantage. That many more Democrats have been registered to vote nationwide, including in the swing states. That's been cut in half right now. So that would suggest an enthusiasm gain for Republicans, which favors Trump, and then just enthusiasm in general when you look at the rallies and crowd sizes and all of that. So I think the momentum is in Trump's favor, but I still stand by that point. This is going to be a squeaker and a very, very razor-thin election, including in all the swing states.
And it's those states it comes down to where they won't be romantic about a Californian woman running and all the other stuff that's pushed out of Hollywood to say, go and elect your first female president. They'll be absolutely home and hearth, won't they? They'll be about issues that affect their family, cost of living, all the stuff we're talking about here, Michael.
I'm afraid that there's a real difference between the two candidates, though, Trump and Harris, from an Australian point of view. And I have to say that I think Harris would be worse for foreign policy in this part of the world. And therefore, what American voters...
Say why.
Well, because I don't think she's serious on China. I think Trump scares Beijing, which is a good thing. I mean, he may be crazy, but he's crazy on our side, so that's useful for a big continent in the middle of the Pacific like Australia. But for so few voters, the fate of the world is being decided, and Trump should be miles ahead. I agree with some of the Fox commentators this afternoon. I think he needs a second debate to pull ahead. He really stuffed up the last one on the border, on the economy, and talking about pussycats rather than 11 million immigrants across the border.
She's running, we'd say a small target strategy. This is the smallest of small targets I've ever seen. But she's starting to get some genuine criticism because she's not doing media where she's put under any pressure.
Yeah, I think the strategy has been interesting where she's actually doing media. And at least for the first 45 days of her campaign, the strategy was clearly sort of hide behind the veneer of the vice presidency and what she stands for. Now she's out there doing 60 Minutes. The Call Her Daddy podcast, which is being widely panned, is probably not an appropriate forum, but has a big audience, so she did it. And it is showing, aside of her, to Michael's point, there isn't a lot of depth there. I think people see that. She wasn't able to answer basic questions on immigration, inflation, the economy from 60 Minutes, which is generally a friendly media outlet. And I do think that's one of many dynamics that's leading to the tightening of the poll, and the fact that she's not doing well with core demographics that even Biden did carry. They're just not resonating.
And she's not familiar with the books in the Bible too, which is sort of like in a Christian country like America, where there are a lot of people who are Christians, is sort of a bit strange.
We'll talk about this every day now until Melbourne Cup Day for us, but not over there, US poll date.